Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I am talking about custom pens and in particular this beautiful pen from That Pen Bloke here in Australia. Now this isn't a full review of this pen, I will be doing that at a later date. I always find reviewing custom pens to be a bit strange because no two are alike and it's quite a personal thing. So that'll come later. But what I wanted to talk about today was custom pens in general and why, as pen users, I think they are a lovely option either to buy yourself or to buy for loved ones in your life who are interested in fountain pens. Now, I've got a number of reasons why I think custom pens are a really great idea. But first, I want to talk a little bit about this pen. So Stephen over there at That Pen Bloke and I have been discussing this pen for a while. We had some original ideas that developed and evolved into this beautiful pen, and I'll show pictures and things while I'm talking about it. As I said, I'll do a full review at another time. But what was really lovely was how collaborative the entire process really can be, from coming up with original concepts to the materials used, all that kind of thing. Stephen is an amazing pen maker. He makes super high quality pens and his work with wood is particularly brilliant. I've always loved Stephen's pens. I have reviewed a few. I'll link to a couple in the video description here. But head over to Stephen's social media and all that kind of stuff to see the quality of work that he does. It's absolutely remarkable. This particular one has a Bock nib on it. I've currently got the fine nib on it, but I also got it with a double broad nib. It comes in that super cute kimono little pen sleeve, which I think is great, and he particularly chose this coffee themed one with me in mind, which was lovely. And I have to say, this particular pen writes like an absolute dream. It's smooth, it's quite wet. I've never really been a massive fan of Bock nibs, particularly their basic sort of number 6 steel nib. But this one that I have here on this custom pen from That Pen Bloke is absolutely gorgeous. Now this pen uses Huon Pine and Blackwood as the materials, and it's a unique and beautiful pen that I really enjoy. I love writing with it, and I cannot recommend Stephen and That Pen Bloke more than I possibly am here. It is just beautiful, beautiful work. But let's quickly talk about why custom pens, and there are a number of custom pen makers. Even here in Australia, we've got some wonderful pen makers, Roncari Pens, Just Turnings, Pens by Casey, a bunch more, and of course, That Pen Bloke, who I am featuring here with this beautiful pen today. So why should you commission from them? You know, it's a little bit more expensive, it's a slower process, we all know those things, but why would it be a good idea to incorporate custom pens into your collection and also as sort of like gift ideas and things to other people? Well, the first one is that you can have something that speaks of your personality. So for me, I'm originally from Tasmania in Australia. It's a little island down the bottom of Australia. And Huon Pine is a very well-known wood from Tasmania. So I wanted to incorporate something like that. I also wanted to incorporate sort of geometric ideas, as you can see in this pen. And that was something that was important to me, that speaks about me. And if I'm going to have a wood pen, this is the kind of pen that I want. So you can talk to the maker about incorporating something that is personal to you into the pen. And connected and following on from that is reason number 4, and that is that you can have unique materials. So as I said, Huon Pine for me, love that. Love wooden pens, and I wanted to have something that spoke of me. So you can have unique materials, unique resins, acrylics, all that kind of stuff, combinations of materials. And then if you're craftsman, and if you're talking about someone like That Pen Bloke, they can do remarkable things with those beautiful materials, and it gives you something that is really, really wonderful to write with. The third thing I think that is really cool is that it brings you the joy of it being your pen. So once again, your own materials, nib sizes, all those kinds of things, the quality of the craftsmanship, the quality of the nib and all those kinds of elements. It's your pen. And anytime you get to write with something that isn't just a mass generic thing off the shelf, and there are some amazing mass generic things off the shelf, but anytime you get to write with something that isn't one of those and own that, it really does make it a really beautiful experience and make you feel very connected to the pen you are writing with. After all, you've had a say in how it's made, you've had a say in the design, all of that, so many talented pen makers out there doing incredible things. It's just really worth investigating. Reason number 2 that you should get a custom made pen is that it'll be one of a kind. Whether it's the materials you've chosen, the kinds of acrylics, resins, the patterning, the shape, all of those elements, no two pens from these makers are going to be exactly the same, and that's really fun. So like with a wooden pen, not all the details are going to be, exact because it's a natural product. It brings personality. There is only ever going to be one of these pens exactly like this ever, and it's mine. There could be other pens that are made very similar, patterns, materials, all that kind of stuff, but nothing is going to be exactly the same. These are basically hand-turned. They are polished and cut and designed and by a human. And it is that human that leads me into the main reason that I think we should all be looking at custom pens in our collection, and that is that you get to support an artist. As I said earlier on in this video, yes, custom pens can be more expensive. The process can take a lot longer, but you are working with an artist, an artisan pen maker. Stephen, That Pen Bloke, has spent years learning how to make these pens, and that's kind of what you're paying for. The wood elements within the pen are not going to cost what these pens will cost, but you are paying for the craftsmanship, the care, the love, the training, the intelligence, the talent, all of these elements. Making a pen may seem very simple, but making a good pen is very hard. In the opera world, we talk about Mozart. Mozart is easy to sing, but it's incredibly hard to sing well. Same thing here with these pens. It may seem like a relatively simple form and shape, but the details within it, that's where it's difficult. That's where it takes that craftsmanship and that quality of know-how to actually make these pens happen. So that is my number 1 reason. Support an artist. All artists need support. Across every genre or style or industry, artists need support. Myself, I'm a freelance opera singer, and it's because the companies support artists like me that I can do this as my career. Pen makers are the same. Stephen, That Pen Bloke, is the same. All the pen makers, all the people who make the blanks, all the people who are independent ink makers, all of that, the nibsmiths, down to the person who, provides the woods and materials. Support artists. Get something that is unique to you. As I said, it can be a bit more expensive, but you are paying for something that is unique and beautiful, and as well as being a wonderful pen like this. As I said, this writes spectacularly. Simple steel number 6 Bock nib, but a wonderful writer and a pen that I absolutely love writing with. And as I said, it's mine. No one else is going to have this exact same pen, and that's kind of fun. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, hit your notifications button, all that kind of stuff. A big thank you to all the pen makers who I've worked with over the years, but in this instance to Stephen at That Pen Bloke for making such a wonderful, wonderful pen. I'm over the moon with it. I'll feature it into more content in a little bit. I've got quite a lot of stuff to cover at the moment, so it'll take a bit of time, but it's coming. If you'd like to support the channel in another way, I'd love to hear from you. And in the meantime, enjoy your pens, enjoy writing, and I'll talk to you soon.